Hello, everybody! Happy Revenge of the 5th! That's right, it is the second day of Star Wars week. I've been watching Star Wars The Clone Wars, plus I have a lot of chores to do today, so we're going to be reacting to 2 Thomas and Friends videos. The first one is called Scrambled Eggs. Yeah, there's a Thomas and Friends episode called Scrambled Eggs. But before I start this video, guys, I just want to say thank you to every single one of you guys. I have now reached 977 subscribers. Guys, you are incredible. You are amazing. I wouldn't be where I am right now without every single one of you guys. You are all incredible and amazing, and I just have to say thank you so much, and let's continue to get this YouTube channel to grow. Anyways, let's take a look at this Thomas and Friends episode, so let's go. I don't own Thomas and Friends. Oh, sorry, sorry, I didn't want to get in trouble with the intro. I've gotten copyright claims on my YouTube channel. I don't own Thomas and Friends, but I did want to get in trouble for copyright claim with the intro, so sorry if I skipped that. Anyways.
I shall have to make a weight limit across it for a while. Percy and Daisy will be all right, and Toby too, but Thomas is too heavy. Thomas looked anxious. How would you like to go and help Edward? Suggested the Fat Controller.
Edward!
Can Annie and Clarabelle come? Asked Thomas.
Sorry, guys.
The Fat Controller shook his head. They'll be needed here, I'm afraid.
Sorry, guys.
Daisy can't carry all your passengers on her own.
Clean nightstand.
That's
Percy promised to look after.
If you're wondering what those reminders are going off, I should have explained what those are. It's my routine factory app. It reminds me to do my chores. So, yeah, that's why I've been trying my best to make these videos longer. But also make sure that, you know, I get... You get what I mean, you get what I mean.
Annie and Clarabelle, but they were sorry to see Thomas go.
What the meowing? Morgana? Oh, it's just my brother's cat, guys. Anyway, let's continue.
To see Bill and Ben, the twin engines who lived at the China Clay Harbor.
I'm sorry, I have to say this. We need more Emily episodes. I'm just saying.
Hello, said Thomas. The twins both chuckled. Oh dear, not another blue engine, said Ben.
Oh no.
Seriously, Edward, said Bill. Why doesn't the Fat Controller paint engines a proper colour? Like us, for instance.
Oh,
Thomas
brother.
let off steam indignantly. Let me tell you, he began. All right, you two, laughed Edward. Go and move those trucks, or there won't be room for any more.
Okay, yes, for those who don't know, Edward and Emily are my favorites. I mean, I have an Emily pillow, and I hope to save up for an Edward throw blanket. But, yeah, I love this, you know, so, yeah.
Bill and Ben, unabashed.
Oh, and before I continue, guys, please go to fanfiction.net and check out my favorite author, Sakuni Lover. She writes these amazing Thomas and Friends fanfictions, and also check out another fanfiction writer on fanfiction.net called Kudo Yuchi. She wrote this fanfiction, a Thomas and Friends fanfiction called Keeping Her Close. Seriously, check it out. Their fanfictions are amazing. If you want to find out about their fanfictions, look them up on fanfiction.net. Their stories, these 2 fanfiction writers write amazing stories, and one more fanfiction writer I want to give a shout out to is Aaron Coltetta. I'm trying to hang on a second, bear with me here, because I promised myself I give these 3 fanfiction writers a shout out, and I don't plan to back out now. Hang on. Aaron Cotel 97. I've been reading their fanfictions since I first found them on fanfiction.net, and let me tell you, their fanfictions are amazing. So please go check out these fanfiction writers on fanfiction.net. Seriously, it's also an app, so if you're on the go, on the bus stop, and you want to read their fanfictions, you can download the app, download the fanfictions, and read them while you're on the go. I just had to do that real quick.
Went off happily. You just don't have to take them too seriously, explained Edward.
Well, of
Thomas
course.
smiled ruefully. I wish I knew how you deal with them, he said. Near the harbour, the line crossed a lane. The crossing had no gates. The lane led to a farm which made butter and supplied eggs and milk to shops in the town. One morning, the farmer had difficulty starting his lorry. He did it at last, but the lorry jerked along in fits and starts. The farmer was worried about his load of milk and butter and eggs. "That milk will be churned to butter soon," he muttered to himself as he neared the level crossing. The lorry lurched across the rails. The back wheels were just clear when its engine made a noise like a tired sheep and stopped. The back of the lorry was still jutting out over the railway line. The farmer struggled to start it again, but it would not go. He had just got down to telephone for help when he heard a train approaching.
Oh, crap.
Thomas
Give me a second, everybody. Just hang on a second. All right, sorry about that, guys. Let us continue.
wasn't going fast. When he saw the lorry, he
I have
set
to
his
fix my
brakes
bed
hard,
today.
but he couldn't stop. He hit the lorry with a loud
Woo! Oh!
splintered wood flew everywhere.
Oh, no!
Eggs, butter, and milk were catapulted
Oh!
over Thomas. Ugh!
Now I see why they call it scrambled eggs. Now I see why this episode's called Scrambled Eggs.
He exclaimed.
Now this makes
"Just
sense.
look at my poor old lorry," said the farmer. "What a way to make an omelette." The driver made sure that Thomas wasn't hurt, then stood back and surveyed the mess. He began to laugh.
Yeah,
"It's not funny," said Thomas.
scrambled
crossly.
eggs.
An egg yolk trickled down his nose and burst on his buffer. "You're not standing where I am," said his driver. "You look just like a scrambled egg, Thomas." "Well, if a scrambled egg feels as sticky and wet as I do, then it's very uncomfortable," said Thomas.
No.
"Please clean me." Both driver and fireman tried hard, but the heat of Thomas's boiler had cooked the eggs and they were stuck fast. "Sorry, Thomas," said his driver at last. "We can't block the line any longer. We shall have to go on."
Oh, poor Thomas. He looks good enough to eat, though. I will say he looks good enough to eat. I would have eaten that. I'm kidding. No, I wouldn't
"Hello,"
have.
said Ben. "What's this?" "Must be a new engine," said Bill. Ben inspected the arrival carefully. "No, Bill," he said. "That's not a new engine. It's Thomas." "But it's our colour, Ben, and Thomas doesn't think our colour is proper for an engine." They heard a grinding noise. "Are your joints stiff, Bill?" asked Ben. But it wasn't Bill's joints. It was Thomas, gnashing his teeth.
Oh, no. Well, now I see why the episode is called Scrambled Eggs. That was funny. All right, here's the next video, everybody. It is called Reckless Rex. And yes, I'll be bringing back more videos. I'm also trying, the reason I'm only doing 2 videos today is because I'm still trying to find more videos to react to, not just scary animation ones. I'm trying to find other ones to react to as well. Don't worry, I'll still be reacting to the Thomas and Friends parodies, but I'm also looking for other stuff to react to, like romantic animations or scary animations or anything like that. Because I want to expand my YouTube channel, and like I said, Saturday, someone wanted me to react to bloopers from the Polar Express or something like that. So I'm hoping to do that one tomorrow. So anyways, let us continue.
Sense of humor.
Okay, we're still going good. Sorry, I have to make sure I didn't
What's the
pause it.
hold up,
And then,
Mike?
yeah.
Lost your whistle again?
Sorry, guys. Let me just get comfy here.
But Rex is a hard worker and a natural leader. Although Mike has his opinion on that subject, but we're not here for that. Rex was very excited about his 100th birthday, and he couldn't wait to see what the small control was going to cook up for him. I hope it's a big bonanza, he chuckled.
Okay.
Oh, you've been saying that for a while, Rex, grumbled Mike crossly. You sure are a bit ahead of yourself with your age, Mike. Why is that? Because although you're only 57, you're already becoming a bit of a geezer yourself. A geezer? I'm not a geezer, you silly engine. I'm the second geezer, Bert interjected. I'm the oldest geezer on this railway, even with this rebuild. And both he and Rex laughed.
Sorry, guys.
Just then, Duck arrived at the ballast hopper to collect these trucks.
Duck! Again, we
very
need more
excited.
Emily episodes.
Good
Just
morning,
saying.
all. Have you heard the news? What news? Scott is going to come and visit our railway as part of his 100th birthday celebrations.
Whoa.
The Fat Controller is organising a big celebration at Titmouth to celebrate. It's going to be really exciting. Scott, you say? As in, Flying Scotsman? Indeed, replied Duck excitedly. Well, guess who else is going to have a 100th this year, Duck? Well, all I know is it's Scott. Anyway, must be off.
Not
Cheerio,
again.
guys.
Yes, I know to make my bed and clean my room. I know.
Take
And
out recycling.
I've already done that.
Clean
And he
nightstand.
My
puffed away,
nightstand's already clean.
leaving Rex gaped.
Okay, I'm gonna skip the intro because I don't want to copyright
Because of
claim.
this, everyone was talking about him since he was the most famous steam engine in the world. Even the passengers were looking forward to seeing him. It had been a while since his last visit, which was to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Thin Clergyman's books. Excitement was still in the
Sorry,
air,
guys.
but not to Rex. Scott this, Scott that. I'm turning 100 too, he grumbled. Well, replied Mike cheekily. Look who's the old geezer now. Rex felt like he couldn't catch a break anywhere with the mention of Scott, from the passengers, the engines, and even the coaches and trucks.
How'd they get the guy moving? That is so cool. That is cool.
That night he grumbled dreadfully about everyone talking about Scott. Oh, why is everyone talking about the big-headed engine Scott? I'm famous too, you know. Jock and Bird could only sympathize, but Mike, despite his teasing, was fed up with Rex's bitterness. That's because Scott is more famous than any engine in the world, Rex, he
Yes.
retorted. Scott had pulled a
geez.
non-stop train, the first to circumnavigate around the world.
What?
Ran a long-distance train between two cities, and officially ran 100 miles per hour. I think he got to do
Wow. Okay, these are facts about Scott I
a
didn't
lot
know.
more than just being on the telly or in books to be that status. You're just jealous that somebody has the same birthday, but who is more famous than you. Good night.
That was a little harsh.
Although Mike didn't mean to tell Rex to do all those literally, Rex had an idea.
Oh no.
If Scott could do that, then I can do it too.
Don't
Then he
get
went to
any
sleep.
ideas.
He arrived at the station, uncoupled from his train, turned around and ran round to the front of his coaches, ready for the return journey to the first station.
Oh
He began to think over his plan
no.
as he puffed along the line.
Don't do it. If I'm right, I know what he's gonna do. Don't do it.
Clever plan it is, he cackled. I can't circumnavigate the world, but I could do the other stuff. After that, his driver made his way to the men's room.
I
His
can't
driver
look.
later returned. This is where Rex would put his plan into action. Driver, he called. What is it, Rex? The station master came while you were gone. He told me that a passenger is running late and we have to wait for him as he's really important. So we can't start the train. Right.
no.
Thanks for telling me that, Rex, replied his driver. But Rex smirked. Now we'll see who's the fastest, he thought slyly. Just then the guard blew his whistle, but the driver said, We can't go now. An important passenger is coming soon. The guard was puzzled. He then blew his whistle again, but the driver said again,
I can't
We
look.
can't go. The passenger hadn't arrived. What are you talking about? What important
Oh
passenger?
my goodness,
Then the
stop
passengers were
talking!
growing
You don't
restless.
listen to your
Oh,
engine,
for
he's
pity's
lying!
sake! I'm going to be late for my connection to
Oh
Tidmouth.
my
I'll be late to the
goodness.
office,
Rex,
they
stop
grumbled.
it!
Right, I think they waited long enough. Looks like the important passenger will have to find other ways to transport himself, driver. You're right. And as he pulled the lever, Rex puffed
Oh
away.
my goodness, oh, I'm sorry. Rex is an idiot.
Looks like we'll have to make up time. We better make a run for it and have to miss the stops. The passengers will understand. Yes, I guess. Rex laughed. It
No,
shouldn't have
Rex, you idiot!
Rex's wheels went faster and faster as he raced down the line.
Oh, no!
He came to one of the stations. Instead of stopping, Rex raced right through it.
I
Leaving
can't
passengers both
look!
on and off the train very confused. Wasn't that supposed to be a stop? They wondered. Why didn't you stop? Called another crossly. But Rex was determined to reach top speed. His driver was
Somebody
focused
stop
on trying to
Rex!
make up
He's
lost
being an
time.
idiot!
Then they came to another station.
Oh
But to
my
his
goodness, I
driver's
can't
surprise,
look!
ahead
I
of them
have
was
to
Jock.
though!
The passengers saw
Woo!
this too and called out to Rex. The signalman saw this and raced to switch the points to transfer Rex onto the passing loop. Jock was
Oh, why did
surprised.
he have to mention those things? On top of that, he's gonna be angry!
Down the line, he saw Mike with a bounce train. Rex blew his whistle. Out of the way, he called.
And yes, I can still see.
Mike stopped just
you
as
shouldn't
Rex
have given
started
him that
by.
idea!
Hey, you took my path! Mike yelled, but Rex was out of earshot. He soon passed Bert, the Blister Twins, and
Why
Sigrid,
did you
feeling
give him
very
that
proud of
idea,
himself
you
as he
idiot?
arrived at the first station, safe and sound. I did it!
Rex,
I
you
did it!
idiot!
He whistled proudly. I wonder how I did in comparison to Scott. What about Scott? Asked his driver curiously. Rex here thinks that running down the line like a reckless engine would be enough for people to give him attention because Scott also happens to have a centenary. The passengers angrily stormed out of the coaches in protest. Then the small controller arrived to settle down the commotion.
Wash and iron my work clothes.
Now, Rex, can you tell me why
Wash
you're
and
running
iron my work
non-stop?
clothes.
Poor Rex feels ashamed. He
Wash
wanted
and
to get
iron my
away from
work
his
clothes.
troubles, but knew that it would be wrong to fib to the small controller. So he gulped and told the small controller his plan. Well, Rex, it seems that you were being reckless and had cost the passengers their ticket all because of your jealousy towards Scott. I am ashamed of you. You will stay in the shed and think about what you had done. No talk about a centenary from you, and I will speak to you later once I deal with the passengers while Sigrid looks after your work. So Rex puffed away to the shed in disgrace.
Rex.
No one talked to him for the whole day, including his driver, who was cross for Rex lying to him.
And I'll admit, I get what it feels like to be in that position to lie. I'm not proud of that. I'll admit, I didn't, like, yes, I've been jealous, but I wouldn't try to do something reckless. I mean, I don't know. I can't say I have. But anyways, this is what you get for lying. Like, lying, it's something you shouldn't do. And the thing is, when I was little, and I'm ashamed to admit this, but when I was a little girl, I would always lie to my dad, and he believed me. He believed me, and when he realized I was lying, it took so many years to get his trust back. And like Rex, I realized that, you know what, lying is a terrible thing. And if I could go back, I would change how I behaved. But you know what? The experiences we learn from the mistakes we make us a better person. So this will make Rex a better engine.
Rex began to think of his actions. I guess I was so foolish all because of my jealousy got the better of me. I should be
Jealousy?
proud instead of bitter about Scott sharing the same centenary year as me, he sighed. I hope...
Well, and what helps me with my jealousy is, I'll admit there are times I've been jealous, But then I try to remember what the Bible says. The Bible reminds us that God is slow to that he loves us. He's slow to anger. He does not envy. He does not boast. God doesn't want us to be jealous. He wants us to love everyone and be proud for their accomplishments. If someone's accomplished something, you shouldn't be jealous. God doesn't want us to be jealous. So, you know, if you're ever jealous of someone, just think about how, you know, God doesn't want us to be jealous, how he wants us to share his love with everyone.
Everyone could forgive me.
Take out recycling.
Later that day, the small controller came to see Rex after dealing with the passengers. Before the small controller could respond, Rex said, "Sir, I'm sorry for being reckless. I was jealous of Scott, and I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me." "I'm really sorry," he replied apologetically. "Well, Rex, I'm pleased that you apologize, and I do forgive you. But you need to do more than just that. You have caused our passengers to be crossed at our railway, and I do not like that at all. You better promise that you should never do such reckless behavior again." "Yes, sir. I will, sir," replied Rex, smiling. Indeed, Rex had lived up to his promise. For a few days, he puffed up and down the line at the designated speed and stopped at all the stations for all the passengers to embark and disembark. The passengers were delighted and were in praise of Rex for his wonderful service. So was the small controller and the other engines. "Well done, Rex. Glad to see you have given our railway a good reputation again. I am so proud that I want to give you some exciting news." "Oh, what is it, sir?" "Well, considering that it's your 100th birthday, Sir Richard Topham Hatt, his father, myself, Mr. Percival, the tour controller, and I agreed with the National Railway Museum that we will put you on display with Scott when he arrives, since both of you and him are sharing the same age." Rex was overjoyed.
Look at that!
He had gotten over his jealousy and was looking very forward to standing alongside Scott. "Oh, thank you, sir, thank you," he peeped. The other engines heard the news too and joined him.
Jack! Donald!
At last,
Daddy,
the day,
Dougie!
and in the yards of Titmouth, everyone was looking at Rex with their cameras and phones as Scott pulled into the yards
iPhones!
alongside
Technology!
Rex.
Scott's a big engine.
"Well, hello there," Scott chimed happily. "You're Rex, are you?" "I am," replied Rex in awe. "How do you know?" "I've heard a lot about you Sodor engines from a man called the Thin Clergyman. Plus, I also heard about you from so many children from many different countries.
Aww.
You're quite the star, I must say. Oh, you're making me blush, coming from a famous engine like you." "Oh, I may be famous, but all in all, I am an engine still, just like you all. I try not to let my fame get the better of me." Rex smiled. Even though he was bitter about Scott at first, he could see that he wasn't as big-headed as he thought he was.
Okay, that one might be my new favorite. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. Adios, everybody.